hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to calculate z-scores by hand in SPSS. It's not the kind of thing you probably have to do all that often, but it's still a very good way of understanding and calculating the z-scores. As well as that, it's a good way of checking any hand calculations you've done using z-scores. So to start with, what you want to do is pause the video and then type in the values for this set of data here. It's just the heading is just called shots, just some example data, it doesn't really matter what it is. So I've typed them all in already. Okay, so assuming you've already got that sorted out in front of you, what we can then do is proceed with the first step. And the first step is to calculate what we need to calculate a z-score is of course the mean and the standard deviation. So to get hold of that, based on these data that we have here, we start by going to Analyze, we go Descriptive Statistics, and then we go Descriptives. So descriptives. Okay, and then because I've done some code to test it, what you will see is shots over here on the left hand side, the one variable that we have, and what we need to do then is move it across to there, and as a double check to make sure that it's going to be giving us the values that we want, we click options, and so we can see that mean and standard deviation are checked. Here we don't really need minimum or maximum, so we can just uncheck those because we don't really care, and then we hit continue and everything's all sorted out, then we hit OK. Okay, so then what we'll do is we'll give you this, we'll give you the mean and the standard deviation. So from this we can see that the mean is 6.25 and the standard deviation is 3.615, so we can just round that to 3.62. Okay, so with that in mind, we then need to go ahead and calculate our z-scores. So as I've been showing in the previous tutorials on how to compute transformations, we're going to use the compute variable. Have a second to try and remember where that is. I'll give you a couple more seconds. Okay, so here's the answer, right? Transform and then compute variable. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to work out a numeric expression for the z-score. So as you should know, the z-score is equal to x, which is the score, so that's going to be shots in this case, which you can just type in by hand or move across from that from the left hand side, minus the mean, so this is the distance that each individual score is from the mean, and then you divide that by 3.62, which is the standard deviation. So that's how we calculate our z-scores. However, the variable column that we're going to be creating doesn't need a name, so what we do here is we call it z-shots, just for our example, and I've typed it wrong, so z-shots, not z-hots. Okay, and that's it. So then what we do is we go on down to OK in a second, so just go back to this so you can have another look to make sure you've got it all right. So that's z-shots, the target variable name, and then in brackets, obviously you want to do that bit first, shots minus 6.25 divided by 3.62. Okay, then we press the OK button, and then it's goes ahead and calculates it. I was still in the output viewer here, so it doesn't look like anything's actually happened. That often confuses people when you run a compute from the output window, because you've just got your output and your blank screen. So what you need to do then is go back to your main data set like this, and then you'll now see that you have a new column called z-shots with all of your z-scores calculated, and from there you can then use your p-value tables for the normal distribution and so on to work out if these are extreme scores or not, and